Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan, and it's hard to believe we are already at week 7 of the NFL season. It is flying by. Week 6 featured a lot of upsets, some statement games, some disappointments, a little bit of everything in week 6. But without further ado, it's time to pick these games for week 7. Let's get started.
You said it with the upsets, and here is one to start. It is Thursday night. Kansas City, who lost to Houston. Houston with the upset against Kansas City. They will be playing the Denver Broncos at home on Thursday night. We said it last week how the Chiefs lost, and you think, all right, they're not going to do that again. Well, they did it again, but it is the Broncos, and although they absolutely ripped apart the Titans this last week, Kansas City is going to get their talent together. Tyreek Hill is back. I think that they're going to win this game, and it's going to be pretty good for them. I believe Kansas City will win 32-17.
Yeah, and I just think something interesting for this game. Kansas City coming off of 2 straight losses. Denver coming off of 2 straight wins. Supposedly Mahomes is banged up, playing on the road in that tough Mile High environment on the short week. But there's no way Kansas City loses 3 straight. But this is really a must-win game for them if they want to be in contention for a first-round bye in December. I got the Chiefs 28-21.
On the road, Patrick Mahomes is injured, losing 2 in a row. All things that you mentioned that are something that could bring the Chiefs down. But I don't think it's going to matter. Chiefs are too good. Mahomes is going to have more time to heal. The Chiefs win this one, 31-17. All right, next game. The Rams at the Falcons. The Falcons continue to struggle. They lost to the Cardinals last week. Now playing the Rams at home. The Rams have lost 2 in a row now as well.
3.
So 3 in a row. My bad.
Yeah.
Three.
Come on, you should be all over bad things at the Rams.
That makes my case even better for the Seahawks in the division. We'll get to that
Long
later.
season, buddy.
Anyways. Rams losing 3 in a row, but I think the Rams get back on track and win this one 28-23.
Yeah, Dan Quinn's seat it's getting hot, and it's getting hotter by the week. You know, Atlanta, I feel like every year we say, oh, they're better than the record, but really the bad starts is what's been killing the Falcons. Really for the past few years, they're 1-5 now, so I think the Rams do get back on track and win it 34-29, and Dan Quinn's seat gets even hotter, and pretty soon he's going to have his pants on fire.
That's kind of weird.
I'm just saying, you know,
liar or something?
ever since 28-3, it's gone downhill.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you guys. The Falcons have just not put games together. And all their offense has looked pretty good. Their defense has not done enough. And if you want to hear more about that, check out last week's pick videos because I kind of did my whole Atlanta Falcons spiel on that one. But I do think that the Rams will take it in this one. They are away, but the Falcons have just been struggling, not being able to complete games and win it in the end. Rams will win this one in the end, 27-24. As we move on to our next game, the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Dolphins lost in the Tank Bowl, as it had been called, to the Redskins.
Didn't they technically win in a way? I mean,
yeah,
if it's a Tank Bowl,
if it's a Tank Bowl, they won. Yeah, I guess so. Well, either way, they are winless, and they will play a Buffalo team who they're 3-1, correct?
4-1.
4-1. Yes. Okay, they're 4-1, so they're at home against a very struggling Miami team. I really can't not pick Buffalo. Buffalo will take this one 21-10.
Yeah, Buffalo has really stood out defensively. They even held the Patriots to 16 points in their lone loss of the year. You know, say what you want about their schedule, but the fact of the matter is the Bills are just 1 game back at the Patriots right now. So I think they stay on New England's heels, and by record, they're the second best team in the AFC. Buffalo keeps their early season momentum going, and they take it 26-10.
I think Buffalo is a very underrated team, and people are going to have to start showing them more respect. It's not going to be after this game though, because they're playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins just are not good in general. But they will be able to win this game by a surmountable amount, 35-20. Buffalo takes it. Next game, the Jaguars at the Bengals. Bengals still looking for that win. Cannot seem to fight it at all. Jacksonville coming off a close loss to the Saints. Couldn't get the offense going much in that. Only put up 6 points in that game. It was disappointing for that offense. Had a chance to win it. Couldn't take it and ended up losing. But I think Cincinnati is going to remain winless. And the final score of this game is going to be 27-21 in favor of Jacksonville.
Yeah, you know, Minshew Magic kind of took a halt last week, but ultimately I do think Jacksonville is good enough to Magic Mania, whatever alliteration you prefer. It took a halt last week.
I prefer Mania.
Then use that. I think really, I just think the Jaguars are just good enough to get this team. You know, this Bengal team, I don't really think they're tanking, especially with a a coach like Zach Taylor, I know I didn't really get the tank vibe when he was hired. You know, they still got Andy Dalton, and I know there are some rumors that they could trade some key players. So Cincinnati's going to play hard, but ultimately fall just short 25-23.
All right. You guys were picking, and I'm going to agree with you. I was watching the game as you guys were picking. As it is Monday night, we're watching the Monday night game. But I'm going to agree with you guys. I don't need much explanation here. The line comes back. I'm not going to overanalyze it. The Jacksonville Jaguars will win this one 24-14. Minshew is back. Let's move on to Minnesota at Detroit, who is currently playing right now. As we speak, they're winning 10-0 against the Packers. NFC North, another NFC North rivalry game for Detroit, and they'll be playing Minnesota, who came off a really hot week against a struggling, and I mean struggling, Eagles secondary. It's going to be a fun game, but I do think that Detroit will be able to pull it off. Actually, they're not winning. It's 3-0. I thought he got in for that touchdown.
One ref one ref just came up and signaled touchdown, and the other was doing the touchback thing, so that was really interesting.
He was marking we're not analyzing this game. We're not analyzing this game. We're analyzing the next Detroit game. I think Detroit will win that game like they are winning this game currently. They will win. Where is my score? There it is, 28-24.
Yeah, Minnesota really needed that performance against Philadelphia because people have always been saying, the Vikings can't beat good teams. Kirk Cousins struggles against teams that are above 500, but everyone knows the Eagles secondary is not a strength of their team. I really think it's a cause for concern. Yes, injury is a factor, but still they don't have enough talent back there regardless to stop some of the league's best quarterbacks. And if you let Kirk Cousins, who's not one of the league's best quarterbacks, not necessarily one of the worst, score 38 points on you, you got concerns. So NFC North is always very competitive, but I think Minnesota takes this one in Detroit 31-20.
Minnesota coming off a big win. As you said, they needed that win
very
badly. The Eagles now dropped to 500, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could say that at the time they played them, they were above 500. Now they're at 500. So I don't know if you count that or not. But I think Minnesota keeps this going against Detroit, who is playing pretty good so far in this game. So
it is 10-0. It could be 10-0 if he makes this.
And it's going to be a close game, but Minnesota is going to take it 30-26.
Update: it is 10-0.
10-0. Okay. Moving on. The Oakland Raiders at the Green Bay Packers. Packers playing right now, as we've aforementioned. And Oakland coming off their bye after a huge win against the Bears in London. Disappointing for us Bears fans. Oh, one more thing I want to point out. Look at our sweatshirts, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever mentioned that. We got our own sweatshirts. Just want to say that. I don't know why I thought of that at that point. I think that the Raiders coming off their bye, they're not going to be as hot as they were in London. Green Bay, their defense is going to be too good. Derek Carr's not going to be able to do very much. Packers win it 30-23.
Yeah, I think this game is actually really interesting because Oakland has played well against good teams. They went into Indianapolis, beat them, and they beat the Bears in London. So it's not like Oakland really has done bad this season. They've done some impressive things, and they got like a 8-year road trip that they're currently in. So they're going to spend a while away from Oakland. So I think that's really going to put them to the test. But ultimately, playing in Lambeau against a Packers team that is either 4-2 or 5-1 at the point you're probably watching this, I got to give it to Green Bay just because of how good the Packers defense has been at points of the year. I think Green Bay does just enough to hold that Oakland offense off. 24-17, they take it.
It's going to be an interesting game. Josh Jacobs came off his best performance against the Bears, who was a great defense, and Green Bay's defense has been getting better. So we'll see if Josh Jacobs can keep his performance rolling. But I do think that Green Bay, like you said, we don't know what's happening in their game right now, but I do think that Green Bay at home in Lambeau will be able to take it, as much as I don't want to say it. I think they will win this one 30-24. It should be a close one and a fun one. But the cheeseheads will eat the cheese. I'm sorry for my lack of good analogy there.
It's okay to have not good analogies. That was really
but they're eating themselves.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna snack.
Next game.
God. It's what is Houston at Indianapolis. I talked about it in the first part of this video. Houston upsetting the Chiefs. They're getting some attention now, although they don't know.
Well, they should be, but if they actually are, that's a whole nother story. Trust me, I'll get into that in just a second.
Indianapolis was on bye, I believe, correct? Were they on bye?
Yeah, they were on bye. They actually also are coming off.
So both of these teams coming off wins against the Chiefs, so it should be interesting to see this one. I just think this Houston team is all around more talented than this Indianapolis team. I don't know
what's the status for Darius Leonard and the whole rest of the defense for the Colts. But I think Houston is hot, and they're going to take this one 30-21.
Now, Jordan, I know you like to say I'm not going to overanalyze it, but
You're going over.
I'm going to overanalyze it because,
Usual.
hear me out. Because, okay, yeah, the Chiefs lose to the Colts. Everyone talks about the Colts. Yeah, Frank Reich, what a great guy, coach of the year, taking his team into Arrowhead. He knew he was going to win that game, and he did. And then the Texans do the same darn thing, go into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs. And then it's like, oh, no. The Chiefs lost 2 games in a row at home. No, let's not talk about the Texans, the team that won the game. Let's talk about the Chiefs. What's
That's
wrong
kind
with
of how it
Mahomes?
was with the Cowboys and the Jets, too.
Oh, okay, but let's talk about, the team that, let's talk about the team that lost. Let's talk about Mahomes. Let's talk about what's wrong with Kansas City. But you know what? All the media, all the TV shows, they're all talking about what's wrong in Kansas City. I am talking about what's right in Houston because Deshaun Watson has not been sacked at all in his last 2 games. Those are the effects of the Laramie Tunchel trade, looming to be truly a good addition for the Texans. They gave up a lot, but so far I think it's definitely been worth it. Will Fuller didn't have his best game, but the Texans proved that they could win games on the ground as well as through the air. Their offense is good, but they've done this past 2 games without Kenny Stills. So yes, I'm overanalyzing it, but you're not going to hear this anywhere else because people are going to be talking about, oh, what's wrong in Kansas City? Will Mahomes ever get back? Let's talk about who's already playing well, not who might come back. Deshaun Watson, he's in the MVP race right now. Houston keeps their momentum going. They go into Indianapolis and they beat the Colts 23-20 and add to their AFC South lead, which is just going to get larger and larger throughout the year. Go Texans, baby.
Thank you for that long and very enthusiastic.
No one else is going to talk about the Texans. No one else.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm giving you pride for
Thank
being
you.
enthusiastic for
I
your
just
team.
wanna-
But we are trying to hurry this video up, so let's
Okay.
not
Want
argue
to talk
too much
longer?
here.
I could say more things.
Oh, I could too, but I'm not going.
I'm just besting it. Tyler, get on.
I had the chance to be home today, and I was watching some football
Way to
shows.
rub it in.
And yeah, I know. And the Texans were actually getting credit from what I saw. Everyone was talking about how they were saying that Deshaun Watson is an MVP candidate at this point, but the problem is they only talk about Deshaun Watson and forget about the rest of the team. I feel
The
like.
offensive line.
Carlos Hyde. Okay, anyways, I don't want to go on a long rant like Ryan did. I know Ryan's going to be
I'm
disappointed
going
in
to
this,
try
but
to-
Indianapolis coming off their bye, I think they're a better team than a lot of
I'm
people
going to
think
try
they
to
are.
decide.
It's going to be a really
Over
close
120
game,
or something.
but I have the Colts winning this one 32-31.
How many touchdowns for Paris Campbell?
What? Jamal Williams is back? Dude just got like
Hey, we're not talking about this game. We're talking about
I'm
this
sorry, I was
Texans
just
game.
very
I
confused.
don't know how many touchdowns for Chris Campbell. Okay. All right.
I'm actually
The
not
Cardinals
allowed.
at the Giants in the next game.
It's
Giants
back.
came
It's
off
like
a loss to
back.
the Patriots. A pretty close game throughout the entire game. Please stop talking while I'm trying to analyze this game.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. The Cardinals also won, or not also, won last week. 2 weeks in a row, Kyler Murray has won with his team, of course. But I think that streak ends for Arizona. The Giants take it 33-26.
The Giants, they've had 2 really 2 tough games against 2 good defenses, with that being Minnesota and New England. But I think Danny Dimes gets back on the right side of the coin, if you will, and they take this one against an Arizona team that's been inconsistent 27-13.
And that's how you make a good analogy there. Good job, Ryan.
Yeah, Jordan's not.
Well,
Yeah, we're going to eat the cheese.
I'm going to take the right side of the coin, too. Giants will win this
You
one.
can't just take his
24-7.
analogy.
Yeah, hey, good analogy there.
I know, thank you. I thought of it. 49ers at Washington. Washington coming off of their first win of the year against, well, the Dolphins. But a win.
A win is a win.
That was awesome.
Thank you. I made up for the bad analogy with that one.
I don't know
You're
about
getting-
that.
So San Francisco is undefeated. They haven't had a bye week, so they haven't played as many games as the other teams.
Oh, ball is out. Stop talking about the game.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It happens. Come on, stupid Aaron Jones. Was it Aaron Jones or Jamal?
Sorry.
I have Aaron Jones in my fantasy team.
Oh, no, you're only going to win by 60 now.
Yeah, I know. So 49ers, it's pretty easy for me to pick this one. A winless team against a team, or not a winless, an undefeated team that's against a team that just won to a barely NFL team. Sorry, Dolphins. 49ers will win this one 31-14.
I have no clue why Dwayne Haskins is not getting playing
Yeah, I
time
don't
for the
know either.
Redskins right now. It makes no sense. The situation was handled terribly, so I think that really threw a wrench in the Redskins season from the get-go. San Francisco, I mean, after that Rams game, I think I've officially bought into them. San Francisco takes it 23-16.
49ers playing Washington this week. Probably not going to get credit again, even if they win this game. But I think it's time that this team gets credit. I'm going to go on a really quick rant here, just really quickly.
Hey,
This
I'm
team
pretty sure
is
they are
playing like
getting
an
credit.
undefeated team right now. They
I'm
are.
pretty sure they're
They've
getting
won
credit.
games definitively.
They're
They
getting
beat
credit.
they beat good teams. They beat the
They're
Rams
getting
last
credit.
week.
Let me talk.
It's time for this team to get recognition that they deserve, because I didn't go into the season thinking they were going to be a great team. I thought they would be average, but right now they're playing like an undefeated team. They continue to win, even though it's at Washington. They win 30-19. All right, that's my quick rant.
There you go.
All
I
right,
agree.
The Chargers at the Titans. Chargers and Titans both struggling right now, both coming off losses. The Chargers lost at home.
I love it.
There were more Steelers fans in that stadium than there were Chargers. It was just terrible towel day or night in Los
Wish we get a
Angeles.
day of the year. Terrible towel day.
All right, and so they're coming off a tough loss, and Tennessee is as well. It's in Tennessee, so I'm picking the Titans to win 24-19.
We're kind of at the part of the Titans cycle where, you know, they lose a game, then they lose another game, so so everyone thinks it's all going downhill, but then they somehow get really good again, and Marcus Mariota pulls a good game out of nowhere, and they just suddenly come to life. And then, you know, the week after they'll go back to being bad, and then everyone will doubt them. Then they'll come back, and then they'll finish this season as at the mediocre 7-9 to 9-7 range. But we're just at that part of the Titans cycle, and they're so hard to predict. I don't know really what else to base this prediction off of. I've got Tennessee winning this 22-17 at home against the Road Warriors.
I'll tell you what. After last week, I cannot trust Tennessee. They looked like absolute junk.
You can trust
And
the
the Chargers didn't watch the first 3 quarters of that Sunday night game.
I did watch the game,
Yeah.
but I think that if we're comparing
Did it,
junk,
Alvin Hodges.
Yeah.
if we're comparing
Duck
if we're
Hodges.
comparing junk, okay, let's just say the Chargers are, you know,
You should enter that duck call competition.
Yeah, I'm coming for that. What was it? Duck calling award thing?
yeah. Let's just say the Chargers are the trash that it's like one of those ding dongs or whatever they're called.
Try to
Dog.
make it
You know, you throw it in the garbage,
Oh, boy.
and you know. There's nothing in the garbage.
ahead 10
It's plain,
seconds.
so you could just pick out that ding.
You don't
dong,
wanna see
You
this.
can still eat it.
Maybe
It
20.
might not be that good, but you can still eat it. And then we look at there's nothing in the garbage. So.
Please,
but
just
then
skip,
you
please.
look at the
Yeah,
you look at the
put that in
Titans.
description.
And
Yeah.
let's just go with the ding dong again. You put it in there, but there's a bunch of other garbage in there, so you don't want to
What
eat
does
it.
this
again.
have to do? Okay.
Okay, I'm just talking about garbage at this point.
Never do that again.
The ding dong with no other trash in the garbage can will win. The Chargers will win 24-21.
You can finally stop skipping.
I
He's
hope
done.
I'm entertaining you. Because
You have the next game.
Next game is Chicago. New Orleans at Chicago. Chicago coming off a bye week, and New Orleans coming off of a low-scoring win against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but nevertheless, it was a win. Teddy Bridgewater is undefeated as a starter. He has been playing great. That whole Saints team has been playing great. Chicago not looking too good after that loss against Oakland. Their defense looked not good. They did have Chase Daniel. I'm not sure if Trubisky will be back for this week.
I would
We'll see.
assume he is, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Oh, God,
Trubisky's
you
You
just-
wouldn't let me watch
Yeah.
that Matt Nagy press conference earlier, so
Yeah, I watched those by myself. Okay. Anyways, I'm not gonna rant to you about him. So this pick could be a little biased, but I do think this Bears defense is going to rock in Soldier Field after a very tough loss. They've had time to think about it. Chuck Pagano will get his guys ready. Matt Nagy will get his guys ready. They will be there to fire up. Trubisky will hopefully play his best game of the season. At Soldier Field, the Chicago Bears will win against the New Orleans Saints, who are very hot. It'll be a close one, a fun one, and a loud one. Chicago will win 21-17. Period.
All right. So when I watch the Saints, I just think it's so impressive how they can win games in so many different ways. We saw early in the year they could win games with their offense. And lately they've been winning games with their defense. And as I'm very familiar with, they can win games with their special teams. So they can win games pretty much any way you want. And that's why they're still in a prime position for a first round bye. But they have not faced any defense close to that skill of the Bears defense this game at Soldier Field. You know, I think it's going to be very low scoring. If you remember that Bears-Rams game last year, I think it actually could be very close to that. I mean, you know, people are going to come into it thinking offensive shootout, but I think there's going to be a little plot twist. It just kind of
Plot twist.
Yeah, plot twist. I just think that's kind of kind of be a shocker. You know, I think it's going to be a defensive battle. You know, the Bears defense is good. The Saints defense has been playing really good. Jacksonville, they did good. Dallas, they did good. So I think a defensive, winning ugly type of game, but the Bears come out on top at home 16-9. You heard that right.
Is any win in the NFL ugly?
No, but you know what I imply. You
Yeah,
know, a win is
yeah.
a win, whether it's, you know, beating Miami
I
or
get you.
beating the Patriots in July.
I feel you,
A win's a
brother.
win.
I feel you.
All right.
All right, in Chicago, we talked about the Bears coming off a big loss. The New Orleans offense has been on and off, I feel like. 1 week they're there, 1 week they're not. Last week they only put up 13 points against the Jaguars defense, who is struggling just a little bit, that defense, but they're starting to pick it
Yeah,
up.
they're still all right.
Yeah, they're still doing
Still got
fine.
the components.
I try not to make my picks very biased, and I hope this kind of proves it. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think that this is going to be a game where New Orleans offense comes out firing. It's going to be a low-scoring game still. The Bears offense is going to not be able to do very much if Trubisky comes back or if he doesn't. New Orleans wins this one 20-17, although I hope that prediction is wrong.
Is this the first? I was gonna say, is this the first time that one of you guys hasn't
Yes.
picked the Bears this year?
I'll
Wow,
tell you what, I'm probably not
congrats.
going to pick against the Bears in any of my game picks,
No.
but
I'm just
Hey,
trying.
I picked against the Texans
I
twice
might
so far
think
this
it-
year.
I'm just trying to
I
keep it
think
fair.
with my heart when it's the Bears, I know this is not going to be an easy game, and I just want to show my confidence
No,
in the Bears.
no, I'm just saying your picks are your picks. I just wanted to point that out
Yeah.
because that was interesting.
All right, next game, Baltimore at Seattle.
Seattle.
Seattle is continuing to dominate. They were down to the Browns by a lot and rallied to win that game.
Seattle.
That was a phenomenal performance they put up. Not in the first quarter, but other than that, they looked like a one-loss team, and they're playing well. I think they continue this against the Baltimore team, who finally won a game against a not-so-good team last week. Well, not finally won a game. They've won games before, but it took them a little bit to win again. Seattle wins it 28-26.
Yeah, Seattle's another team that's really been really impressive so far through this first part of the year. You know, they're winning games in a lot of different ways. They're winning games where they come up big in the right moment. They're winning games at home on the road. They're really playing overall to where they need to be if they want to contend. You know, you look at just like how this thing is. You know, Seattle is doing good, Green Bay is doing good, and New Orleans is doing good. So you know, party like it's 2014, I guess. So yeah, Seattle's looking like a Super Bowl contender again. And I think they take it 42-20.
I'm going to be with you guys. The Baltimore Ravens have been putting up some good stuff, but I know there's that stat about Lamar Jackson, 100 rushing yards and 200 passing yards. Well, who were they playing? It was the Bengals.
The Bengals.
So, I mean, it's not like they're the greatest defensive team in the league. In fact, I don't know the exact stats, but I'm pretty positive they're down at the lowest.
Yeah.
And also a lot of that, a
Rush for
lot of
chase.
Lamar Jackson's rushing yards came off of a big run that he had, and so of course big
Lamar
run.
Jackson, big run, no way.
Yeah, I know, right? But I just don't trust the Baltimore team enough, and I trust the Seattle team too much. They are always in close games, but they somehow always pull it off. I'll say it just in case you didn't know. Apparently during the third quarter in this last game, Russell Wilson's headset wasn't working, so he's calling plays by himself. Russell Wilson is an experienced player. He knows how to get things done. He knows how to win games. He will win this game at home in this loud, I don't even know what their field's called, but it's a loud place in Seattle. 32-30. The Birds of the Seahawk will take it. That did not make sense. Let's move on to the next game before you forget about that. Philadelphia at Dallas. Seems like we always see this one. Oh, okay. It's always one that we watch. It should be a good matchup this year, as Philadelphia coming off of a tough loss to the Vikings, where their secondary looked like. We'll go back to the analogy. The ding dong in the trash with a lot more trash. A lot more trash over it, like a bunch of leftovers and like that been in the fridge for like 5 years. Yep, that's what their secondary looked like. And then we go to Dallas, who also coming off a tough loss to the Jets. Sam Darnold's back. I knew that. I was just I'm trying to emphasize. Sam Darnold's back. They look good. Le'Veon Bell didn't have his greatest game, did he?
He did alright, but yeah, he's really been not doing a lot of.
Well, either way, that team looked pretty good. They didn't do much in the second half, but they got it done in the first half. It's going to be a fun game to see. It's a divisional game. They both need this game. I believe these two teams are tied for first place in a really bad division
They are.
so far. But I do think Dallas will be able to take it. This will be a Cynthia Freeland close game, 28-27.
That was good. Yeah.
The analogy, not so
Well,
much.
by her standards, I think that's a blowout. But
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna give it.
Sorry,
to,
Cynthia.
Okay. I gotta
It's
give.
a joke.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We love everyone at NFL Network. I I gotta give it to the better team. Dallas takes it 30-17.
Idiot.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, he dropped it, TJ. You idiot.
We're not playing.
Well, he dropped it.
All right. I have an analogy. in my
Elshon
mind. I was
dropped it.
thinking about it. I feel like this is
Elshon
kind of
dropped it.
a true analogy. The Cowboys came into the season thinking they're the alpha in the classroom, right? Let's say you're going out to recess and you're fighting other people at recess and like younger.
I don't think
like,
they've been fighting.
I'm just saying, it's like you
Yeah.
see it in like movies and
Just go
stuff,
have a
and
fight
they're
or
fighting.
something.
They're fighting people, and this guy's the alpha of the class. He beats 3 easy kids, knocks them out quickly, and then
Jeez,
he
this
goes
is
in.
ridiculous.
Then
Wait,
these new kids come to town,
said,
right? These
yeah.
new good kids come to town.
Where are the
the
chaperones?
Saints, and then they beat him up, and now
Jerry Jones
now
the
their
chaperone?
confidence is lost. And then they go in against the Jets last week with no confidence and lose that game as well. And now they're not the alpha in the class. They're right in the middle at 500. Got another team that's struggling in the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they will win because they're at home with a score of 28-23. How is that an
Well,
That was good.
I think what happened was they had some foreign exchange students come or whatnot. Some people moved into town, and they're big. They're from
Wait, we need to chill out on these analogies.
let's go with they're with
You're the one that said you want to make this
they're
video
with
short.
they come with Devlin Hodges. They're duck hunters. They're hunters. They know how to fight. So 3 new kids coming to town and like, oh, we're gonna get you. And then Jerry Jones is like, oh.
Okay. And for any like school-age kids watching, don't beat people
Yeah,
up
please
at
don't.
recess. Don't do that.
No,
Yeah, I don't
that's
know
not
why.
something that should be done.
Yeah.
But
Kenny,
I just
Kenny, you
wanted
idiot!
to-
Ball!
just wanted to clarify
Flag.
while you're making that.
Yeah.
Making that comment. That does make sense though.
Okay. Moving
Mine is
on
still
to the
best.
Monday night game. Finally,
Feel like
longer videos.
Well, you're making
New England at the Jets, who we were just talking about, who beat
Offsides.
Dallas last week. Sam Darnold came back and made a huge impact on that team. They were not getting things done with Luke Falk and those other quarterbacks that they had injured while Sam Darnold was out with mononucleosis.
with mononucleosis.
It's at home for the Jets, but the Patriots, undefeated, they go in there and beat another divisional opponent. They win this one 27-22.
Yeah, I know the Patriots don't make their schedule, and I know they're undefeated, but they have not played many really good teams. Like, now this is the Jets twice, and yes, I know the Jets have Darnold back, and this one's in New York, and they're coming off of a nice win against Dallas. But, New England is just a team that's ahead of everyone in that division right now, and I really think that's going to continue to be on display Monday night. I honestly think this game early in the first quarter, it could be 14-0 Jets. I think the Jets could very well be winning at halftime, but I think the Jets will actually lead just long enough to get people to begin to think that the Patriots could actually lose this game. But just when we start to have those thoughts, Tom Brady gets that offense going, and the Patriots, well, they do what the Patriots do. They win it 34-24.
Yeah, it seems like the Patriots always get down in the beginning of the games, and then they just come back and
Yeah.
rip teams apart as the game goes on. But there's been a lot of talk about this Patriots defense being great, and they are phenomenal. And they are really, really good. And there's been talk about the offense not being as good. But I believe that the offense is still that Patriots offense. Tom Brady, not as young as he used to be, but he's still the same person in my mind. He hasn't changed anything from last year. Julian Edelman is still going to do great. They were missing Josh Gordon, I believe, in that game. So it was. I think they were. I could be incorrect. They're missing someone. I know that for sure. But anyway, actually, it was Philip Dorsett. That's who they're
Same
missing
thing.
in that game. No,
Close
it's one of the receivers. But anyways, they were missing a guy, so it's always tough. But they are a team that's getting the run game going a lot more, so that's why their passing offense isn't looking as good. But the Patriots are still the Patriots. The Patriots are still my Super Bowl prediction picked. I gotta trust them. They will stop this Jets team. 31-23 is my score, which actually I would change it because I don't think they're going to score 23, but I can't change it because it's already into the stuff.
Why would you say you're going to change it if you can't change it anyway?
I don't know. I really wasn't thinking.
Okay, that's the end of our picks. Finally, that was a very long video. Each time we say we're gonna make these shorter and shorter, they just keep getting longer and longer. So
We'll have
I had
long
one
analogies in
rant.
this
That's
thing.
it.
So I'm going to talk quickly towards the end of this to
Yeah.
make it a little quicker to end this thing off. Thank you guys for watching this video, especially if you stuck all the way through. We appreciate that greatly. And yeah, make sure to like this video. Go down to the comment section to tell us what you guys think.
Oh, yeah.
Subscribe and hit the bell on the side of the subscribe button. And we'll see you guys later.
See ya.